My favorite customer.
A core, if they show that is not pure with the Aegis, they might jump pure as well. They have to be decisive here because this siege can technically just go on forever. Thompson up very far. Feels secure with Butterfly BKB here.
Gleipnir leading into Tornado. The kisses gets canceled. Now Ramsey tries to jump in, but he gets counter-hexed. Can they blow him up in time? They're trying for it. They throw out all their stuns, but he managed to get off his BKB arena. Now they're turning around. Pure gets a little bit low here off of this one, but got off his ultimate. A second arena being used, surrounded by walls after walls. Hector's not getting out of this one, as all those BKB usages early on means that his BKB does not last long anymore. A second lane of barracks taken by Tundra, and 3 minutes ago on the Aegis.
I mean, these Hurricane Pikes, just such a nightmare for Heroic to fight into. It just bails Ramses out at the very end there. And double arena, like, nobody can engage the fight to follow up and help Hector at that point. Forces his buyback here, buyback out of Divine Llama. You're missing the BKBs, you're missing the Marcy ult. This is just Mega's uncontested. Yeah. Tundra continuing to squeeze this game out.
And they're going to keep the pressure up. They're going to go for the tier 4s while Analog is still dead for 45 seconds. Heroic going to have to go for another miracle hold here like they did in the bottom lane earlier. Another 4 versus 5. Now it's going to be a 3 versus 5. They do manage to jump Pure, but again, he's got the Aegis. So as much as they can commit to try and finish him off, what does it matter if he's still got a second life right around the corner? And that is going to be it. Heroic are going to call GG on this game 1.
They just got, I don't want to say they got run over, but it did not feel like they had any plays in that game that were working to their advantage. Like, they had very little opportunities to make aggressive moves or control parts of the map. It was pretty much just Hector split pushing. You're getting some ancient farm on the TA, but that's about it. I would expect them to come into this game 2 trying to rectify that biggest thing. And if you're Tundra, I mean, you're pretty content with how this game 1 went. According to your plan, you knew what Heroic were going to pick, and like Moon said, they were confident.
Yeah, anticipating a different draft for Heroic, because after all, what good is greed if you can't win the late game?
That is a really good
fight, or you're going lower bracket here.
Not letting the D-ward happen. Thompson protects it. They go for the roll-in on the Dragonite, though. Silencing him up. Well, he doesn't have Dragon form for a couple more seconds, but he does get low, but not good low enough. Meanwhile, K1 Hector is trapped inside Arena and psyched up. He's dead. The Butterfly didn't matter. He just got controlled and killed by everything else. Divine Llama's trying to do what he can, but all he could out of this was an Aegis. That being said, a TP away, but Pure's not TPing back. He said, you can what, Ramses? That's fine. I'll carry this game, and I'll finish it off by myself.
I mean, TI winners are TI winners for a reason, and Soxa, he just caught him with a cookie. Sometimes that's all it takes for a game to end and for a team to end up in the lower bracket is a sick connection from Soxa on the bottom side of that fight. Takes Hector out. Nothing cast by this Monkey King in the last fight. And Heroic will go down with a bit of a whimper at the end of this game compared to how it started. Like, they had so much momentum in that game. I feel like they got everything they wanted. 8-0 start for this Analog Earth Spirit, just destroying fights, but Heroic unable to capitalize on map control as a product and just kind of left wondering where this game went wrong. I did not get the sense that Hector was as comfortable on this Monkey King as he is on some of his signature heroes. No. He got picked off a couple of times when he had a lot of space to operate with, and it ends up costing him a decent chunk as Tundra looking very solid in this 2-0.
Yeah, and questions about Heroic. I mean, there were questions about Heroic coming into this tournament.
Thank you very much, Nat. Yes, indeed, I'm here with Whitemon. I mean, firstly, how's the series? Was that one a fun one to play?
Yeah, it's very fun against like South American teams. They're playing so fast.
Yeah, it looked very enjoyable. And, you know, obviously, big question mark over the Slark pick in that last game. What did you think about it?
I mean, I play it against it a lot when like Falcons playing against us when I pick Jakiro. So they always pick Slark often. So yeah, the lane may be kind of rough, but I think it's still fine. Yeah.
All right, so you know they thought that it was a bit of a gotcha pick, do you reckon? But you'd played against it plenty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This Slark pick is like kinda like greedy offlane, I think, but I think they just want to like snowball the lane and like snowball the early game and trying to play fast and trying to like end the game, something like that.
All right, and did you have any concerns in game 2, you know, like when you were behind or, you know, when the fights were looking a bit tough? Were you ever worried or were you always like confident and in control?
I think we're fine because we know we're gonna come back because they keep like throwing, they keep going, like they're not bringing enough numbers and they didn't respect our ultis. That's why they keep like kind of feeding a lot when we're behind. So I think we're like it's gonna be like comeback. So I think it's fine.
All right, and last question from me then. What kind of support do you like playing more? You know, do you like playing in the backlines or do you like getting involved and throwing some punches?
I think personally I like throwing the spells, something like that, like playing from behind. But I think it depends on my teams. If my team's like giving me like anything, I can just play. It's fine.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you very much, and best of luck in continuing in this tournament as we throw it back to the panel with Nat.